Coffee Break with SVEDA. I am Mariah, your host. This week, I am joined by Joe Tillman and Dennis Larson. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's start with what your occupation is and where you work. Dennis, would you like to go first?
Yeah, I'm self-employed. I own Bodie Sioux Mobile Estates in Breckenridge. It's a mobile home community and a car wash and a laundry. And been here for 35 plus years.
All right. I'm Joe Tillman. I'm a technology advisor and consultant for Eide Bailey. We're a professional services firm. You probably recognize us mostly as a tax and audit firm. However, we have many professional services, which include things like technology consulting, fraud and forensic advisory, cybersecurity, healthcare, and that kind of stuff. We have offices like in 14 or 15 states on the western half of the United States. And I'm also the mayor of Rossay, Minnesota.
All right. Tell me a little about what SVEDA offers to our communities.
Yeah, I look at it as a group, and we're driven to help build roadmaps for your community. We want you to be successful, and we can provide you opportunities by, helping you grow local jobs, recruit new businesses to your town and region, offer tools, experience, expertise, support, and support for your potential startups in Richland and Wilkin County.
I see it as we're getting exposure on a bigger scale. Wilkin or Breckenridge by itself, or Waupun or Richland County on itself, does not get the reach that the group brings. That when you have all four put together, and that's where I see the biggest value. Is we're getting more exposure to a bigger audience.
When did you join SVEDA?
I joined right from the get-go. I'm one of the original directors.
Yeah, and I think I'm one of the newer members on the board. And I was trying to figure out when I started. I think it was May or June of 2018.
I've always been interested in economic development, and I got onto the Wilkin County Commission board, and that was something I wanted to bring to the county level, is to start having a presence in economic development in Wilkin County. Before that, Wilkin County as itself didn't really have a lot going on, and I wanted to bring that to the county level.
Early on, when I was elected on the Rossay City Council, we have a Rossay EDA, but it was very clear to me that we really didn't have any skills. We didn't have plans. We didn't have really knowledge or expertise on how the EDA can help the Rossay community, and kind of vice versa, how the community can leverage the EDA. So when I was first approached about potentially being a member of SVEDA, I started asking a bunch of questions. I think, Dennis, you were one of the original people I talked to. I know I talked to Justin, and I really want to know what its purpose was, how it would help the city of Rossay. And I started actually researching who was on the board and understanding who they were, what they did, what they were doing in their communities, and became really impressed with the portfolio of expertise, the varieties of businesses they've been involved with, their entrepreneurship levels. When I started adding all those things up, it really sealed the deal for me to want to be on that board, because I could learn things and learn more opportunities and bring those to Rossay and our community.
Joe, you mentioned that you're the mayor of Rossay. Are you involved in the community in any other way, or do you have any hobbies?
My wife and I and our family are really relatively new to Rossay. We moved here about 10 years ago. My wife's been a teacher in the school system for over 20 years. We're both in our mid 40s, and I like to tease her all the time because she's the longest tenured teacher in Rossay school. So she watches this video. I'm probably gonna get killed on it, but I'm okay with that. When we had kids and we started bringing them to school, we really just kind of fell in love with our community. Since we've moved to town, I've been involved with the Rossay Booster Club. First just as a board member, then a president for like 4 or 5 years. I was a co-chair in the Vote Yes committee for the new Rossay school. And more recently, along with the Rossay City Council, I'm also on the Rossay Prairie Days, or we're calling it the Rossay Roundup this year. And it's kind of part of a shameless plug. We're hosting our first rodeo in 50 years this summer.
Wow.
So if you're around the 30th and 31st, come join us. It's going to be a spectacular event.
Very good. I've been involved in the community. I've been a business owner for 35 plus years, involved in different things, conservation groups, Pheasants Forevers. I was an elected member of the Board of Supervisors for the local soil and water district. for a number of years, involved in subcommittees with them also. Been involved, I'm still presently involved with the Port Authority in Breckenridge. That's the economic development arm of the city. I'm the chairman of the Public Utility Commission and a board member on the Breckenridge Housing Authority also, and plus the Wilkin County Commission. So there's plenty of things going on. So
what do you enjoy most about being on the SVEDA board?
Just interaction. I find it rewarding and enlightening to interact with the folks across the river. You know, we've always had this divide between us, and I think this board is really making strides to erasing that river, basically. And it's nice to have that open dialogue with those folks and have interaction with them. I think it brings value to both communities to interact, and that's the biggest part I see with it.
Yeah, I agree with Dennis. You know, when I first started on the board, it was kind of more, I thought it'd be more about me learning how I can bring things to Rosse. What I didn't expect was how being part of the board has really made me understand why SVEDA is much more important to our region rather than any specific community. You know, I kind of think is like we have people from many communities that, you know, are traveling for work, for shopping. I think one of the unique things with Rosse, for example, and this is kind of how this wraps into me, is, you know, of the people that work, of all the population that lives in Rosse, like 90% of them work outside of Rosse. You know, so a win for you know, any community in our area is a win for the whole, is for Rosse as well. So I just think it's a great opportunity to learn more, to leverage each other. You know, and kind of a lot of things that Dennis was saying is it's more than just its community. It's really how you know, the communities in Wilkin and Richland County can work together, use each other's strengths, leverage that, and really build an opportunity for a lot of people.
Great. With that being said, what makes our communities a great place to do business?
From my perspective, it's two main reasons. You know, first, we have really great workers, and I think a lot of that is, you know, is the traditional agriculture background. You know, we have people that want to work hard, that grew up working hard, and that's just what they're used to. So when you look at the workforce, you know, we're a lot of hard workers. I think we're moving past that typical blue collar, you know, manual worker. I think as people have evolved in our communities and learn more about technologies and other services that can be offered, you know, that strong agriculture and hardworking background has gone through those other industries as well. And secondly, you know, from the feedback from several business owners from inside and outside of our region, I think the networking communities in Richland and Wilkin County is really being recognized. And what I mean by that is, you know, like the previous question there, you know, we're realizing that there's sometimes where an opportunity might be more successful in one community than the other one. And we help each other and we support each other to make that happen. And then those businesses understand that, you know, once that's successful in one community, you know, if they're looking to expand their businesses or operations into another, they know that workforce is there, they know the support is there, and it makes it more achievable for them and attractable for them as well, is to, you know, make or establish some roots in our areas.
I guess I'd echo a lot of what Joel just said. I think businesses in this town with the small town atmosphere and the good work ethic, like you said, Joe, I think you have a lot of opportunity, upward mobility. I think you can do quite well if you're smart and know your business. Because right now businesses was really kind of without borders because of the connectivity that we're living in right now. So I think that, you know, if you're really good at something, you got a lot of upward mobility here and a relatively cheap, easy place to do business. So that's where I'd see the big plus to doing business in Wilkin County or in the region as far as that goes.
What advice do you have for new entrepreneurs?
I would say that there's a lot, you know, when I started business, you kind of flew by the seat of your pants sometimes. And right now, I think there's a lot more resource out there for entrepreneurs or young business people to be mentored in a sense. And I think that is a really big plus, because sometimes before, if you made a mistake, you just paid for it, you know. And if you can prevent by prevent making a mistake by talking to somebody that's been down that road before. That's a big deal. So that's what I see.
I agree a lot with that. I look at it as don't be afraid to leverage an organization for advice. If I'm a welder and, in my normal job, I have this idea of a product I want to bring to market, so maybe you're a new startup, maybe you want to, look at expanding your current business. 20 years ago, it was expected that that new entrepreneur would still have to be good as a welder, would still have to be good as a marketer, would still have to be good as an accountant, and how things have evolved so much in the last 10 years. The expectations just aren't there. It's not the same anymore. There's so much knowledge to be shared. SVEDA can make connections in so many different ways. It's not expected for you to be that person that has to wear 15 hats for your business to be successful. I think one of the great things with the different people, as you watch these videos, you'll learn from the different levels and different industries of expertise that people on the SVEDA board have to offer. We have, if we don't have some answers for you, we have the ability to find connections for you to maybe get those answers.
Yeah.
We have training opportunities. And again, I think that's one of the hard things with the Midwestern people is they don't want to ask for help. It's kind of an uncomfortable feeling, and I think we just have to kind of get over that. We have the people, we have the knowledge, we have the expertise, and if we don't have it, we know who to ask. And I think that would be, if I was a new business owner, a new entrepreneur looking to start my own my new thing, having the ability to lean on an organization to do that, and it's not going to be a cost to them because we want them to be successful. It should be encouraging for them to maybe make that next step or know that there's someone there that can help them.
Great. Do you have anything else to add about SVEDA or the community to end this?
Yeah, I think from my perspective, I think especially for like the new entrepreneur, the new startup, bring us your ideas. Because I think when you start having conversations, you'd be surprised how many business conversations we're having with people inside our community or even outside looking at expanding. And there may be opportunities where, if a person is looking at bringing an idea to market, but they just don't have the manufacturing experience, we probably have talked to a couple of local manufacturers that are looking to partner with someone to maybe start a second shift or to expand their business. They just need one more business partner or client to get that extra CNC machine, right? So I think if you have an opportunity or you have an idea in your head that you really want to explore, talk to somebody at SVEDA. There's so many opportunities. Again, from the level of expertise that we have across the SVEDA board, we can find people to get you in the right conversation.
What he said, only louder.